We always wanted to have some kind of a property portfolio for investment purposes. But the main challenges we had was time pressure. We were time poor, did not have enough time and resources to go through each and every property and then start the process. As you said, income tax has always been bit on the higher side, and there was no vehicle to do something about it. So having an investment property was a very good decision. With regards to property, actually, we did buy our own property and we took the decision to pay off that property. It was $1 million plus property. So we decided to pay off this property to have at least roof above our heads without any mortgage. So that was our decision. Our may not look very smart when we think about as an investor, but that's many people, particularly from the Asian background, think of. Like every other Aussies, we had a dream of having property portfolio to serve two purposes. Initially, at this stage, to give some kind of a help in reducing the tax while utilizing the negative gearing, and at the same time developing a property portfolio which has not only the cash flow, as you mentioned, but also capital growth in 10 or 20 or 15 years time, which would be another support during our retirement or transition to retirement phase. Like everyone else, we need it to be safe, secured financially, and less of cumbersome. So this kind of a property investment would give us not only financial support, but probably would be some kind of a vehicle for intergenerational wealth as well. This is a very complex process. This encompasses several stages, and we really wanted a professional person to help us. For example, if you want an operation done, you go to a specialist. They do all the due diligence and then they prepare you for the procedure. Similarly, in property investment thing, we decided to find a good buyer's agent so that we can find an appropriate property. Then they do due diligence in terms of getting a good price and do checking about the property physically, means the property is in good shape, as well as legally that property hasn't got any issues or impediments for sale. Also having arrangement or help for the purpose of financing and conveyancing, and then some kind of a help in maintaining the property after the sale. So it's a very complex procedure, and we really are thankful that we found you guys. So the whole strategy or aspiration was to borrow money to buy property, buy and hold, and then give it time to mature in capital growth. So the model we used as a team was to use the equity from our existing house, which was fully paid, to buy miscellaneous expenses related to property, new properties, investment properties. And simultaneously, we'd seek loan, which wasn't a problem basically. So the bank would give the loan, the bank would release the equity, as you said, and then this process to buy one property at a time or two properties at a time, and then go slowly forward. Now, there were basically two underlying principles. One was that the property ought to be cash flow. There must be some cash flow, which not only helps you maintain the property on a longer basis, but also satisfies the bank that you are getting some money out apart from your regular income from as a professional. So that gives some kind of a mattress or some kind of a support for banks as well. And then with time, these properties develop or grow into capital growth as well. So so smaller properties have better, in regional areas in particular, have a better cash flow and reasonable capital growth. So the suggestion for other people in the similar background would be, most of us are time poor people, and even if you have time, you don't have many friends or you don't have many resources to go through each and every part of this process comprehensively. So we really wish to do it as comprehensive and as succinct as possible in a very efficient manner. As I said earlier, it is very safe to, if you're in the same boat, it's very safe to hire a professional, let them do their job, and you sit tight and keep doing your profession. Let other professionals do the professional things. So that's the thing. But as you said, the overall principle, the guiding principle is to build a wealth platform. And then your question was that some people are very frightened about the risks involved with the property or any other investment strategy. Look, that's right. Rewards come with risk. So there's nothing non-riskable giving you rewards. Nothing. There is risk in everything. My assessment is that you need to take calculated risk. You need to jump at the right time and try to do the right thing. And that's where professional people come in handy. But if someone is, for example, they have plenty of time, they have plenty of friends, they are very mobile, they can leave their place, feel free to buy yourself. I bought 2 properties for myself before venturing into the investment business, but it takes a lot of time. It deviates you, it distracts you from your own professional commitments. It's good, actually. It's good because I would never have convincingly and so easily. And this is good mix of diversification areas with similar properties. So I like it. It's good. I think, as we say, don't keep all eggs in one basket. So it's always good to diversify. And it's very important in financial world. You really need to have investment in different states or different areas or different demographics, because things change very rapidly in some areas. So you are basically protecting yourself with some fluctuations in the market. I think it's a good diversification to not to be fixed in the state, or not to be fixated to just the area where you live or where you can go and touch the property. You have to be courageous, just buy in different state. The journey so far has been very smooth and it has been extraordinary. And if you will continue with this business, with this journey, I would say it's sort of an integrated theme. So you guys would sort out a property, chase a good price for us, and then stage 2 comes where legal team would do the legal due diligence. And then when we finalize the property, you guys arrange for building and pest inspections for the property while I'm working at my hospital. So it's happening in the background. Then people are sorting out the finance approval, unconditional finance approval, and then going next stage to conveyancer and having a settlement day and having the property in your name. But the buck doesn't stop there. You guys helped find out a manager to look after the property for many years to come. So it's, as I said, it's a very comprehensive help. And while I'm still doing my job in an operating room, things are happening. So for me, it was very helpful. So thank you again. I'll be honest here. I haven't put any time, because most of the times when I get an area report, I go through it very sincerely for 20 minutes. Then the proposed property details are sent by you guys. I go through the details for half an hour. I also do my Google search to look at the area, similar area in the similar town, and look at the other properties of the similar dimensions or prospects. And basically then I say yes. From then onwards, it's just a signing, digital signing. So I keep a digital signature pen in my bag at workplace. Actually, I pull it out, just sign it on, and then go ahead. We are paying money to specialists to do the job for us. That's working. I would use one phrase for that integration: peace of mind. So that all that system of integration, as you mentioned, gives us peace of mind. Some specialist people are doing the specific job for you without myself spending any time on. As mentioned earlier, the risk or situation plays here. The property investment, I believe, is the less riskiest proposition if you compare it with other investment tools such as stock market or crypto. But that's where the money is. The money is in property or stock, but crypto, or maybe crypto. But out of all these tools, property investment is the least risk investment, giving you very high rewards. So one wants to build wealth platform, they have to jump into the water to reap the benefit of this thing in coming years. So just jump into it. My opinion is very clear. If someone has plenty of time and they have plenty of resources, and anyone can buy property if they know the areas, that's not a big deal, but they will not be exposed to off-market properties, obviously. The market is very limited stock at this point of time and in very high demand. So if you go by yourself, you can buy it, but I think it's going to be time consuming, inefficient perhaps, and you may be actually paying more money than to buy through a property buyer's agent who are experienced in this field, and they can fetch a good property at good price for you. Yes, so look, all these properties were off market, but I would be very cautious here. When we say off market, unless you get a better price, the seller is in the demanding position. So as a buyer, you have to be very smart to understand that you are buying an off-market property. Buy only if it's at good price. Because if I am selling a house, why would I sell off-market? Because I have a confidence that someone will buy this property without having me to put money and effort to put my property into market, advertising, and other costs. So I'm saving cost for myself. So I'm the seller. So when I'm a buyer, I have to be careful that I buy this property at a very good competitive price, because I'm paying a significant amount of money to buyer's agent as well. So money must bring good price. Otherwise, the seller would be very happy. And so it's a two-way sword. There is a thing called a strategy, as you mentioned. So when you buyer's agent do this business, they know the areas, they know the demography, they know the employment, they know the crime rate and other factors affecting the property in long term. So that's where the experience comes handy. While average person cannot access all these information by themselves unless they have plenty of time. Having a buyer's agent sorting out all these issues is really very handy for someone who's professional or time poor. I think it's worth spending money. Sometimes actually it's other way around. You believe you have paid money and it pinches you. Oh my God, I paid this much amount on top of that value. But who knows? If you had bought this property by yourself directly, who knows? You might have had paid 20 grand more. The property market is so much in demand that you can't touch any property. It sells like there's not much room to play as a buyer. So you can just queue up, buy this and go on. I would recommend Rasti and team because it's a very time efficient, even money efficient way of buying properties which are cost effective, as well as they are positioned in areas of growth. They are significant cash. They come with significant cash flow, and they have good chances of having good moderate growth in due time. So it's value or money worth spending. The overall teamwork had a very good inter-member communication system. So we had a WhatsApp group, and the response time was very little. Within minutes, people will respond to it. And not only communication with the buyer's agent like Rasti or Rupali, I and my wife, but also the communication was very prompt and efficient with the legal team, with the conveyancing team, as well as the banking, the finance team, the bank. I would recommend Rasti and Rupali for any investor, property investor, to go into it. And if you are time poor people, I would highly recommend you to hire Rasti and Rupali. I don't know any other property agent, so you were the only property buyer's agent, and we were very happy with that. I'm fortunate to have you guys on board doing all this property portfolio thing, and we feel very supported. And we feel very helped by you guys, and it's very efficient team to work with, and it's working very well with us.